Hello, welcome to my tube. My name is Margie. I'm a Hilk empath, and I just like having these little talks and the way I feel about things. Today I feel everything. I feel every little thing today. I don't understand. I don't know if I will ever understand. Of all the things I'm capable of understanding, this ain't one of them. Is that when people talk about sensitivity like it's fun. Ooh, I want to be an empath. I think I'm an empath, you know. Oh, if you're an empath, you know. Because some days, there's days of energy, like today for me. A lot of that. A lot of going slow. I get little bursts of energy, and then it's just like feels like I did when I was a little girl body surfing in Avila and Pismo Beach. And just a big wave overtakes you. And you just stops you in your tracks. Energy works the same way. Water, energy, flow, density. So I was scrolling through the queue of, when I think of queue, I think of collective data, just news sources, different news sources, different browsers, looking at different news sources from different browsers. You get different stories. I mean, algorithms are just, I don't know, everybody learns them different, and they're just there to get people to see things how whoever is in charge wants to see them, you know? Or not want to see. It's for focus or diversion, either way. So I was just looking at it, going down an ant hole. I prefer ant hole to rabbit holes because, well, the reality of it is a rabbit hole is just a hole in the ground. It could be a hole in the grass. Just one hole. Now an ant hole, that has the caverns and nooks and crannies in different directions. So I picture ant holes over rabbit holes. Anyway, I was going down an ant hole because I saw a headline and I clicked on it. I hate pro sports. I think it's one of the biggest wastes in the freaking world, and what it does to human bodies is just ridiculous and stupid. And these, you know, it's just the residual freaking toxic masculinity that has been, that's residual from the gladiator, 300 barbarian, might is right, duh, all that crap. It's all that crap. You know, until you freaking, I don't know, I remember every area has them. Maybe it didn't happen to your school, but it happened, you know, to someone in your community. A kid gets hit or freaking dies in practice, you know. I mean, it's there's been a time and a place for a lot of these things, and now the time's over for a lot of this stuff. And for a football player, I mean, this is how they set it up. And a lot of these cities are the same, too. And it's just like, why are they keep taking so much of our money when they have so much of their own? I wonder why they call them pigs. Huh. There ain't no police cars no more. They're all SUVs. For why? You know? It's just, it's a bros club, and I freaking hate it. It makes my third eye twitch. And so they have a program that you can hire cops in Tampa for extra off-duty cops. You know, so they already make $89,000 a year, like $43.05 an hour. You know, then they get to make all this extra money by, you know, by protecting pro sports. You know, athletes. Yeah, evidently they have to pay for it. Yeah. Whether they do or not, they have more money than God anyway. And it's just like, you know, these cracks get, it's like the club keeps getting more extravagant, you know. And it's just like, what about us regular people? You know, I've had necessity that I've required freaking police assistance since I've lived here, and they didn't come. Oh, well, we'll take down your number, you know, in case something happens to you. We'll have a record. You know, man threatened my life. You know, just like I ain't worried about it because he's a little freaking dude. He's just a little another fucking harp. He's a medic in the army. You know, I'm like, dude, you haven't seen your dick in probably 25 years. You've probably been eating Viagra for 10. Get out of my house. Get off my porch. He even freaking he's just a little dude, had a big stupid truck, you know, couldn't even drive it, freaking went over the curb. I'm like, you're just another one of those little tiny guys. Oh, you're so cute threatening me. Get the fuck out of here, you little bitch. You're why more women are freaking not into dudes these days, brah. The numbers keep growing because y'all let yourself go. There ain't no shame in that. I let myself go for a time too. I did. I ate my feelings. But you know what? I got past it because that's what grown-ups do. We live in a society where people, they don't get past their feelings. So what they do is they can try and control things more and more and more. I'm like, dude, I want less control in my life. I want people to just live and not be dicks and hurt each other, you know. But you have these small, spirited human beings that are just, every time, oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one. Oh, look. Oh, look. They keep making up rules, and they change the rules, and they make the, you know, and it's just like every time they do it, they send out new memos and card stock, and they just use all these resources because they think they're helping. But they never, ever, ever, ever take outside guidance. They don't take anybody else's word because their egos are just, you know, they were told by their mommy and daddy too much that everything that they shit gold. Basically. And I'm here to tell you, folks, your mommy and daddy, they lied to you. Just as they lied to you, then they said if you're a good boy or girl all year, if you're good, you'll get the presents from the phony-ass Santa Claus. Yeah! What is true? What has ever been true that society has created? It's all fluff. You know what I think is interesting? You know, there's this new wave of people that are seeing The Matrix, because it fell offline for a while, you know, it kind of fell into obscurity, and then it's on Hulu, and then it comes off Hulu, and then it's on the streaming, you know, and it hits all these different frequencies of heart and mind spaces, you know, like the red pill, and it's like, dude, didn't any of you people read Alice in Wonderland? Really? I mean, how many generations skipped out on that? That's all the Matrix is. It's a different version. It's a redo. Shit. There ain't really a whole lot of creative original thought. I mean, there is, but people aren't tapping into it because they're too busy filling their field with fucking football stats and freaking bullshit. With, you know, people made up stories and reindeer games on freaking the, you know, mainstream. With the mainstream. Oh, Ben, he said, Marty, just to relax. He doesn't got a cuddly. Anybody in the chat? In the talkie place? Hi, Mel C. Hi, Laura W. Animals can count. Yeah, Massel. Yeah, get the bro. Stupid. Oh, you know what? That's funny about with cops is I use that tone with them. I'll get right into military. Cause I'll freaking dude. They are the lowest test scores. You know what's funny about reading? There's this mainstream right now about the Karen. Something about Karen. And I'm like, oh my God, I think maybe your people are starting to catch on. Like, she's a Karen, and she's, like, white privileged, and, you know. I do that with all names. I collect data from every person, every, you know, name, and everything. Because I used to freaking, when you're got a lot of energy, I would read, like, name books and what they meant and stuff like that, you know. I mean, I'd read the phone book, the dictionary, just to freaking absorb information. which was good because I had a lot of energy. You know, these are like winter months when I couldn't go burn all my energy up and ride my bike, you know. What was I talking about? Ben, you distracted me. You lulled me with your kisses, Benzo. Oh, I fell right into it. I'm taking it back, Benny. I don't mean to be rude. It's not my intention. My heart space is still love, bud. Say hi, Benny. Say hi, Benny. Oh, it's on March. Don't bother Ben in March. It's not in the mood. It's not in the mood, March. Aw, bud. Say hi to the folks. Little heartbreaks waiting to happen. Anyway, I'll get condescending with them. Yeah, I totally get condescending with them. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because I freaking dealt with them all the time on the flight line. They're the freaking dumb idiots that fucking would break our equipment all the time. They're the egos because they never got in trouble. That's what I'm saying. They get their egos fed. I lived in the dorm remodeled because a freaking idiot one fucking got drunk and burned them down. So they got renovated. Probably said it cost, $8 billion to do that, because they absorbed the cost and the excess. Who knows what they do with all the excess, but the stuff that they say stuff costs and the stuff that things really cost they're like completely different worlds. Same in hospitals, everybody knows it. But inflation doesn't exist, but it's right there in everybody's face. What? For the logical mind, it's so confusing. So yeah, I get really condescending. Or I'll tell them about my experience, and they'll just be like, oh, be on your way. Or they'll give me a ticket and I'll pay it, but I mean, what are they giving me a ticket for? I make sure I follow the rules. And I highly encourage other people to follow the rules too. That's why I do that, because they fucking don't. That is my point. People that do not fucking follow the rules have no business making them up, enforcing them. They just got no business doing it. These people get to follow the rules, but these people don't because I know them and I went to high school with them, so they have a different set of rules. Oh, and this person freaking liked my significant other in high school, so I gotta be with them. If I ever, I just make their life miserable whenever it's all that shit. It's all that stuff. The egocentric is dying and the heart space is coming back. Because it's okay to ask why without getting your face buried in the ground. I'm not your kid, You might want to do this to your kid at home because you don't got emotional control, and you just hold it off long enough until you go to work, until you see that first punk that deserved it. Yeah, it's all that stuff. I have a cousin. When I was younger, I remember he fell out of a tree, broke his arm. I also remember him punching my brother in the stomach. My brother was substantially smaller than him. He just did it because, watch him writhe. Because you can. Because that's what bullies do. They like to hurt people for fun. And I believe that people are their heart space, who they are, and they just are guided in that vibe. He went on to go in the military, and well, so did I. And I found out where he was stationed overseas, and I found out he was a cop. I was like, that makes perfect sense. And then they go, this is the storyline for how many people, for how many generations. Then he goes home and gets a job at his local cop shop. Gets the highest because his grandma and they lived there since freaking the 40s. Don't you know who they are? That last name, nepotism and all that never served me well. Never ever did nepotism ever serve me. And so this is why I talk shit about this stuff, because all this stuff, I'm not a hypocrite, it just never served me. It just didn't. So now I could talk trash about all the people that it served you. It's just like you're another piece of the pile of crap little piece of the poop on the, your generational, just doing my job squad, And I saw pictures of him through the year. God, he got fat, man. Eating his feelings. What kind of stuff are you doing? You got that many feelings to eat, brah. Your childhood wasn't near what mine was, cuz. So, now I say he looks like he's about 20 years older than I am. Just, and that's the thing. That is the storyline, the heart space. You have a paradigm that is huge, but these heart spaces are changing. They're changing. And for that, I am grateful. Is anybody in the talkie place? The talkie space? Yeah, I do that with all the names. Anybody, every freaking Margie, everybody, the Rettas, all kind, and then you'll be, notice this. These are how synchronicities work in my world. Is that I'll be thinking about one, and then like in serendipity, serendipity. That was very, very synchronistic for me. I mean, that was like at the beginning of my, but I've always believed in synchronicities in my whole life. Ever since I was a little girl, you get deja vu. Mom always said, freaking, it's just letting you know that your life is on the right track. Because we have a freaking reel of our whole life in our Akashic record. And so sometimes we come across points and we're like, oh yeah, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be. I wonder how many people have never had one. Where you feel like you've been here before? I've been here before. I used to do it all the time, and I'd be like, phone's gonna ring. Never did. It's just something I'd say. It'd be really cool if it did, though. Phone's gonna ring. That'd be really cool if it just did right then. Because I was thinking landline. So, these people are typical. They say, oh, you can't judge people, and I mean, no, I'm not judging them. I'm determining who they are based on who they have been on markers throughout their life, where they could have had choices to to show that they're a person of spirit, but they didn't, of their own free will and accord. And now people are starting to realize, but I think, look at all the people that are getting fit right now. There's a lot of people getting fit right now. A lot of people getting fit. That's a tell. They're raising in vibration. That is ascension, is when you get rid of all that low density vibrational bullshit and stop being a freaking sex driven, freaking money hungry, freaking sensation chasing 3D human being, and acknowledge that you have a spirit. Your body's just your soul sack. What you do with it, chasing sensations, you're racking up karma. Good karma and bad. Is this making sense, kids? This ain't Hogwarts kindergarten. Okay, I'll check it out. You know what, that's the thing, though, is... I did a video called Human Resources in HR or something like that. Or Impasse in HR. Impasse in Human Resources. What? Impasse in Human Resources. And it's about that. I just like, put us in there. No. Because that's... See, a lot of freaking... That's the thing, is people don't realize just because you're a narcissist doesn't mean you can't read people and study people. It doesn't mean that you can't. I mean, they play a role. They get in places so they could freaking interject their darkness. Shoot it on in there. Here's my low vibe. Take it. I've been listening to a lot of different talks, and I'm just like, this stuff is so right in front of people's face. I made one observation that I haven't heard anybody else make, and I'm like, isn't it weird that you're drinking the representation of the blood of Christ? and the body, flesh. There's extremists in every group, and everybody's talking about freaking, stuff. And I really think it's a really weird, interesting title that you're calling your next album there, guy. Considering what you've been, the the Shadow movie that just came out that put you on blast for stuff, and then it's Gro Monica or whatever. I mean, put the chrome word and Gro Monica. Come on, maybe it's just all publicity to sell those records. I won't buy anymore. I saw her show up in Tacoma. That's when I just fell out of a vibrational alignment with her. Maybe we'll come back around again. Maybe she'll change her heart space and degrade a little bit. People do that when they get older. Man, that's why so many freaking, military officers, that's why the suicide rate for freaking military is just, and it's getting higher and higher and higher, because you freaking cure people for fucking money, dude. It's all blood money. And then you get stationed, so every 3 years they move to a new location and they just rent their house, so they have real estate everywhere, jacking up prices, but there's no monopolies. I mean, it's the same, because there's so many of them that have done it. I know I know a lot of people that freaking I can't do business with anymore because their business was started because their rich freaking uncle or aunt or freaking blood money. Military money's blood money. Killing people for profit. There's no threat. There has never ever been a threat proven that has been more significant than the broken spirits caused from neglect. Just being discounted as a human being. Just because people have to make so many rules, there are so many people like me, dude. I just tell people, just tell me what the rules are, because I don't know how to read. With all these signs fucking everywhere. It's like a logistical nightmare for me. And I know I'm not alone. Because I just want to do the right thing. But, you go into a store and it's like this, and then you go in 3 days later and a different manager has a different idea about things. So everything's different, and then people are like, no, you can't do that. And it's just like, but I could 2 days ago. And it's like, oh, shit. Control freaks. For a 99.9% recovery rate. It's just kind of fun to watch. It is. I understand that it was going to happen because astrology said it was. This is just how it manifested, But wait. Just wait. I've been collecting data on this summer, man. Hold on to your hats, kids. You ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah, it's going to get good. I didn't manage to meditate, stayed about 40 minutes. That's about all I could do. You know what? That's what was really funny is when the freaking cop showed up at my house because I yelled at a city employee. They don't show up at my house because my life was threatened. I just said, dude, it looks like it would behoove you if you kept a spoon out of your mouth. And then he went back to his yard and said, that fucking lady yelled at me. She said I was fat and obese. I don't know. I'm just speaking matters of facts, dude. This is based on how, ever since, because I was always fat and obese, and people always, aren't you a fat little girl? Look at you, fat little girl. And I've been programmed, so now I just see people, aren't you? Like corn. I was from Nebraska, so I corn-fed heifers. Hey, but you know what? I'm talking about the spirit, too. Before people start getting all pissed off at me, I'm talking about the spirit, because skinny people, it's that gluttony. You know the skinny fat person. You know the skinny fat person. She could be a Karen. So I speak in terms of all. Could be a male. Could be a male. Imbalanced. Too much in his, low vibrational. chasing sensations, not living as much in your spirit. But this is how the whole climate's changing, because this is spiritual awakening was supposed to happen in the 60s. Age of Aquarius. Hippy dippy shit. You know? Because all the in Vietnam, there's a lot of the Vietnam vets, their saving grace is finding weed in the freaking hills to keep them freaking sane, because they were just to do their jobs. 10 years, man. I think about the trauma that I had to deal with because of the post-traumatic stress that my mom's boyfriend had because of that. See, and that rolls down. If people don't release the density of those fears and those aggressions, generation after generation, it's a toxicity. It's a density. Makes people feel bad about stuff, makes them drink. But drinking's tricky, man. All our brains are radio receivers. That is all that our brain is, a processor in a freaking computer. That's what our brains are. That's what our brains are. Our endocrine system is the freaking motherboard, man. Our veins, they're like capacitors and stuff. You ever break a blood vessel? Fucking hurts, y'all. That's how computers were made, because people just mimicked the organ, and then electricity. He's dreaming. He's having a dream. I must be saying something right or wrong or something. I don't know. I want to pet him, but you don't wake people because their spirit is out, having high dimensional experiences. That's why you don't wake a dog, because you don't know if he's threatened in his dream, and then he wakes to the reality of you, and then he turns his threat on you. How many, because of, they have past life, they're living a incarnation too. We've all been dogs. You know? That's why I don't understand people that don't acknowledge animals. I mean, I do understand where they are coming from. It's a big tell. Big tells for me. Yeah. And I understand if people aren't good at things that are indicators for me that about being a low vibrational being, but there's ways that you can practice to get better. Like a tell for me is someone that freaking kills every plant that they get. I can't keep a plant alive. That to me is just like, if you can't remember something outside of anything involved with yourself, that it only needs a week to water like once a week. You got a scratch, bud? Then that tells me you're egocentric, and that's all you do is think about yourself. You can't think enough about a plant. But there's ways and actions and practices that people can practice if they want to have plants. They can do it. It just takes effort, and people are just really freaking lazy. I can understand that. Can we not watch you, please? I don't want to watch you. I'm gonna quit. I've been rambling on anyway. Yeah, and that's the thing, is once more men step into their feminine. What? There's a baby possum in the pool? Oh, I used to get freaking possums and raccoons. I love them. In the backyard. And in the fall, they start getting lethargic. That's distemper. It's like they fall out of trees and stuff. It's the fucking saddest thing. Oh my God. I've had to call a couple times. And I think I'd like to believe that it's humanely euthanized, but it all depends on the people that are doing it, and they're freaking twisted people put themselves in places where they can, actively, wouldn't that be a thing, I don't need to talk about, but it could be like a but I just see, I'm so full spectrum. I just think of the dark, shadowy stuff. Bring it back to the light. Bring it back to the light. When men start to come in balance with their sensitivity and their feminine side, they're going to feel better about themselves. Yeah. And when you feel better about themselves, you want to do better for you. You want to eat better for you. You want to exercise for you. And once you start doing that, then that's when you freaking meet your energetic match. Dude, that's the thing, is we're stepping into the age that there ain't no excuse. People should be self-soothing. There's enough tools at this point. So if you expect other people to raise your vibe, like it is their collective duty to make sure that you're okay and that you're, you know, gotta look at the vibe. That's just people that don't want to be messed with. You know, we're coming into a way of thinking that it ain't gonna fly no more. It's just all these tells. There are all these tells. People just don't even want it. They don't even have literally don't have the fucking energy. For me, I mean, you think if I ever have an opportunity to do this on a larger scale, well, first I would have to take it, but I would not do a Spotify. I would not do a Rogan. I'm not big business, and I hope that I have the opportunity to live that. At the same time, you need exposure. So who could I work with that's in alignment to me? Because I have a whole list of people that I wouldn't, based on their heart space. I mean, look at how many people, oh, it's just a sandwich. A sandwich that endorsed a pedophile, dog killer. It's that heart space. It's just a sandwich. No. It's not. You're feeding a company. You're making pigs richer. And guess what they do? They endorse people like that. So you giving people your money, you are endorsing behavior like that. Yeah. It's like voting. I vote for whatever corporate scumbag because I'm just eating a sandwich. Go team. That's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad evening. Peace.